Hey, what's up guys? It's Ivan, and in this video we have another case study here for the campaign ProDentim, which is a tooth supplement by Rafael. Rafael, thank you for letting us use your campaign for this case study. I think it's going to be super beneficial not only for you but to everybody else watching. This is a direct link campaign, and we've made just about $2,000, 2,000 US dollars with this campaign. And that's how much we spent. So I'm looking at the month of February. And if you look over here at the total amount spent, so this is in Brazilian real. So it's roughly 5 times the amount of a US dollar. So I put this number in, the 10,685 Brazilian real into here. And it looks like we spent about 2,000 US dollars as well. So this campaign was break even. But we did manage to make $2,000 in sales, which is incredible. And that is a lot of data. That's $2,000 worth of data. And so I want to show you what it is that makes a campaign able to make the sales. And then, of course, we're going to go over ways to improve it. All right. We also do have ClickMagic here. So Rafael, props to you for using ClickMagic. That's incredible. However, it's not fully correctly done. And that's what I want to do in this video. So we're going to get into it in a second as well. Guys, if you have a campaign that has some data, has some sales and some costs, and you want me to make a case study for your campaign to see how you can improve, send me an email to ivan@ivanmana.com with the ID of your Microsoft or Google Ads account, the name of your campaign, and access to tracking software if you have it. Like I said, ideally it has some sales and some data so we can actually look at the data, right? Otherwise, there's not much to look at. So let's get into this campaign. So like I said, it's called ProDentim. We're going to be looking at these 3 ad groups here mainly. This one barely has any spend. So these 3, which has a lot of spend. And I believe the difference between them is that one is mainly desktop, one is mobile, and another is tablet or something like that. Don't remember anymore. So this one has the most spend. So we're going to get into this one. We're going to click on this. This is a direct link campaign, so right off the bat, we don't have to do anything with the landing page, so it avoids that variable entirely. So we're going to look at ads, we're going to look at keywords, we're going to look at extensions, things like that. So here is this ad group, the first one, which has the most spend. So let's look at the ads for this ad group, and let's see what the website URL and all that looks like. So over here, let's click on edit real quick. I just want to see the tracking. So first thing you always want to do is set up tracking correctly, right? And over here, it looks like you do have it set up now. However, in ClickMagic, we go to ClickMagic and we click on sales and we try to see which keywords and which, oops, logged me out there for a second. And we try to see which keywords converted. There's not much here. And I believe that's because you told me, Rafael, that that's something you were working on, that you didn't do it correctly at first. And as you can see here, we have no idea what keyword, what query string converted. So the way you have it here is correct, but the way you had it before was incorrect, where I believe you just had one variable, like query string or something like that. The other thing is, for tracking templates, you can do it this way, but you don't have to go with the way you have it here. If you're using a tracking link, you can just separate it out with a slash. So you should be able to say FRB digital, that's your username, and then slash ProDentim official slash blah, blah, blah. You don't have to go this way. So if this isn't working for you, if you're not seeing all this data in here, then that's why. It's because you have to use the slash. So FRB digital slash ProDentim official slash query string token slash network slash. You don't have to use these, okay? So that's the first thing, is I'm kind of getting into the tracking because that's how you guys should always start. Always start with the tracking. That's the most important thing you should do. And like I said, the website it's just their URL. It's a direct linking campaign. So if we click here, it's just a direct link campaign. There's not much to edit to see. The product has been out for a while, so we know it's a profit, like it's a successful product that could be sold. So there's that. So in regards to your ads, everything here looks good, just some small things. For example, the spelling. You're saying buy here at 50% off. So just double check the grammar of things. You don't want to say buy here at, you want to say buy here for 50% off. Over here, you want to add a little space. Well, I guess there's no space for the space over here, which is fine. Buy here. Yeah, so then in that case, you won't have space to say for. So then you can just remove the word here. You can say buy for 50% off, for example, right? You can remove the word here. things like that. Location city, that's pretty good. That's cool. I like how you use the insertion tool, save 300. Now the issue here is, Rafael, as I mentioned with all the other case studies as well, is if you do it like this, look, you're not gonna have any idea what converted, right? Because the problem is, look, if we go into view asset details, you're gonna have a crap load of ads, crap load of combinations, and you're gonna have no idea what converted. So over here, look at all the combinations of the ads that you have. Look at them, a ton. And you have some impressions. The issue is that you only see impressions. You don't see sales. Look, there's no sales here, only impressions. I don't know why Microsoft is doing this and Google, I don't know why, but you cannot see sales. You have no idea. So that's why what I suggest you do is instead of doing it like that, where you have just the one ad with everything, I suggest instead you click edit, you only pick out 3 of these, right? So one for headline 1, one for headline 2, which you don't have one for headline 3. So this could be a headline 2. You would pin it to 2, for example. And then last hours, this could be maybe headline 3, right? Or maybe save $300, or maybe 100% all natural. That could be headline 3. Headline 3 is optional, it doesn't always show up. So I would do 1, 2, 3 pins, and then I would delete the rest. Delete them, okay? Only have 3. Only 3, delete the rest. These are okay. You can just keep the description constant. Not a big deal. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on save and create another. And then you're gonna have another ad with also 3 variations, right? 3 headlines, headline 1, headline 2, headline 3. But they're gonna be, one of the things is gonna be different. Instead of saying ProDentim official website, you could say this, official ProDentim, for example, right? Or instead of buy here 50% free shipping as pin 2, you would have this as pin 2. Okay, so only make one change at a time and only have 3 pins. That way you'll be able to tell, because then with ClickMagic over here, oh, you don't even have ad ID. Yeah, so what you should also do is add ad ID token so you can see which ad converted, right? So you need to add that token as well. The token is called ad ID. So like campaign ID, it's ad ID. Add that token as well, maybe instead of, or maybe over here you defined it, I don't know. Maybe that's your definition, but that's not a token, so you can't use this. I don't think that's necessarily correct. But yeah, that way you'll have different ads here. You'll have ad 1, ad 2, ad 3, and then you'll know what works, right? So maybe stick to 3 ads tops at a time, and that way you'll be able to tell which ad works best. Because right now you have no idea which ad works best. You have no idea. So just to be clear, Rafael, just to make sure that you get this, that you got this correctly, and for all of you guys watching, for February stats. So what you want to do is you want to take this link. Look, we're gonna copy this link. Okay, let's open a notepad. Let me show you how to do this. Then you're gonna put slash, and then you can say, let's say query string. You could say slash keyword. You could say keyword. You could say slash add ID, for example. Something like that, right? So let's just do this as an example. So then we're gonna enter it here. And in ClickMagic, let's see if it registered. Oh, well, we set the date. Let's see if we set the date to today. We come over here, you're gonna see all the data here. See that? You're gonna see all the data here. Query string, keyword, add ID, and you're gonna see them all over here, and you're gonna be able to know what works. When you download the report, right now it's kind of hard to read, but when you download the report, this was the second click, this was the first click that we did. This is the second click. When you download the report, you'll be able to see all these variables, right? So I'm not sure if you set it up correctly on your other campaigns, but this is the first thing you should do. Don't do this. You don't need that if you're using tracking links. You only have to do this if you're using like an actual website URL. So if your website was ProDentim, theprodentim.com, then you would add these, okay? So for those of you guys watching, if you're using tracking links, do it this way. What I said here, this way is the correct way with tracking links, which means if you're direct linking, okay? So that's that. That's the first thing we should fix, Rafael, is the spelling errors, the minor spelling errors, your ads, and then 2, the tracking link, okay? The other thing is your extensions, which is amazing. So props to you on that. You have all the possible extensions you need. So if you go to the campaign level, you have all the possible extensions. You have the site link extensions. You have the call out extensions. You have the structured snippet extensions. You have the promotion extensions. So good job. I don't know if you finally somebody did all the extensions. I know my previous 11 case studies, nobody has done that before. So great job. I hope you're finding value from those case studies, and like you're improving. That's the whole point. But you have every single necessary extension available. So the 4 extensions that I suggest everybody use in every campaign, no matter what it is, whether it's an app install campaign or call campaign, no matter what it is: action, call out, structured snippet, and site link. You use these 4 no matter what you're doing. And then in our case, you also used promotion and price, which is good. You can use those. So great job to you for using extensions. Nothing to be said here. So just small changes with the ads. The big change with the tracking link. Now, as for keywords, you have exact, which is okay. It's better than having broad. But the issue is you're missing out on some terms that could work. For example, here you have buy ProDentim, which is good, order ProDentim. What about purchase ProDentim? What about get ProDentim? What about try ProDentim, right? So things like that, they're not going to show up. Those are pretty good. Purchase ProDentim, get ProDentim, try ProDentim. I'm sure there's dozens of others that I can't think of on the top of my head, but there's dozen others, words like that could work for you, and you're limiting yourself because they're exact. So you do have negative keywords, which is amazing. So guys, always use negative keywords. That's amazing that you have this. But you also have exact match. So it's like there's not much variation anyway. So if you're using so many negative keywords, might as well stretch it out a little bit, use phrase. So if we look at your search terms for this, you'll see that, it's just the exact terms basically, right? There's no, I'm not seeing get ProDentim or here's ProDentim purchase, which is similar to buy, yes. So because good thing that they changed it this way. But you will still expand your reach if you add the actual keyword ProDentim purchase. ProDentim choose, I don't know about that. Order ProDentim, yeah. So it's good that exact functions a little bit more as broad now with all the recent changes. But still, you could try phrase and it should give you more ideas. I would do that, especially if you have so many negative keywords. But generally pretty good. Generally, keywords are pretty good. And that's about it for this. Now, if we look at, there is one thing I wanted to point out. If we look at your devices, I see here that you completely removed tablet and mobile. Now, that's for this campaign, which is fine. The other campaign you have, I think, is mobile. But if we look at the data, if we look at, again, the data that this campaign was running, over here, our mobile sales are pretty good. So we got $40 of mobile, right? Plus another 180, 220 bucks, plus another 100, 320 bucks. I'm looking at here with ClickMagic. So 320, that's about 420 bucks. So you have about $420 worth of sales with mobile. With mobile, you have about $420 worth of sales, okay? So this campaign, I understand you want to focus only on computer. That's okay. But I believe this campaign is where you have some mobile. And over here, smartphones. So you reduced the bid by 30%, but you only spent, right? That's about 200 bucks. So Brazilian real to USD, that's about 200 bucks. And you made 420. So why would you reduce the bid for smartphones? Or for tablets, you just completely reduce the bid. I don't know why. There's no real data to suggest that tablets don't work or smartphones don't work. So I would either remove this or just maybe even increase the smartphone bid by a bit, because you're doing very well. You made $420 worth of sales and you spent only 200. That's amazing. Mobile is doing very good, right? So that's one of the things I would suggest. As for the other things for this campaign, it's pretty much the same, I believe. I'm not sure what the difference is. Like I said, I think it's with the devices, but the keywords are the same. The ads are the same. Everything else is the same. Yeah, so maybe it's just slightly different ad, ProDentim. But if you're doing just ad variations, you can just have it in the same campaign. You don't have to make different campaigns for that. Over here, let's look at this campaign ad group. This one spent the least. It spent 1,800 or maybe even less. Maybe 1,800. Yeah, for this ad, you spent 200 real. That's like what, divided by 5, 50 bucks. But in total for this campaign, yeah, you spent about 200 $400 for that. Yeah. Yeah, so this one looks the same as the other one, ProDentim Official, say 50% plus free. Like, I like these ads, but if you're only going to be differentiating between the ads, there's no need to make different campaigns. If we look at devices here. Yeah, so this one's like only computer, but why is this one minus 90% and this one minus 100? It's like, if you're doing the same thing, you know, I don't know. So there's not much else to review here because you don't have a website. So we can't review a website. You have all the extensions. The tracking, you don't have the proper tracking completely set up, right? Because we can't see. Oh yeah, these are just clicks. But if we look at sales, you're not going to see any sales data. So in conclusion, I would say great job on your ads. In general, they look good. Extensions, great job. Keywords, that looks good. What else? Yeah, I think these three things mainly, they look good. The things that I would change and the things that I think could increase your results. One is definitely fix the tracking, right? Make it like the link that I showed with the slashes. Do that so that you can see the actual sales. You can see which keywords and which query strings converted. That's what we need, is query strings. That's one, fix the tracking. Two is make the difference with the ads. So right now you have one huge ad with tons of variation. I mean, you have hundreds of variations. You have hundreds. If you look at view asset details, you go to combinations, you're going to have hundreds of different ads, and most of them don't even see the light of day. Or no, not hundreds in this case. Well, let's see. Let's put 50 in. Yeah, so more than 50. Yeah, so maybe 70? 70 or so. You have ad variations, right? So that's a lot. At least it's not hundreds. But 70 ad variations, dude. Like, no professional company will have 70 ad variations running at the same time, as far as I know. I don't think so. That's just way too much. Right? Like, even 5 is too much. 2 or 3 tops. So that's what I would do, is I would just create different ads instead of putting everything in one here. I would have different ads. So that's 2. That's thing number 2. Thing number 3 is fix the device. You're making good money with mobile, so why would you completely remove mobile? So that's thing number 3. Thing number 4 is with keywords. I guess I'm just a little, again, confused about why you have the 3 different campaigns. So I would maybe put them all into one, right? Start from scratch. And as for keywords, I mean, there's not too much to say. I was thinking make it phrase, just to expand your reach a little bit, because as long as it has the words ProDentim, you should be fine. And then once you see the ClickMagick data, you'll be able to add negative keywords for words that don't work. But I think if you have ProDentim in there, I think phrase is okay. Maybe you want to add review, though, as a negative keyword as well. So that's thing number 3 or 4. Let's just keep it at 3. And then the 4th and final thing I would say is you want to try and have your own landing page. So if you go into this, 2 things you can try, actually 2 things. One is you can try a different page overall, a different sales page. You can try a sales page or a video page. I think they have a video page. You can try that. And 2, you should do your own landing page, because for me, landing pages actually converted better, believe it or not. It seems like it's an extra step between the sales page and what people are typing in, because you're thinking, well, people are typing in ProDentim, buy ProDentim, they just want to buy, right? And that's fair. However, for some reason, my landing page converted better when you have something in between. And I say for some reason, but I think I know why. There are 2 reasons why that's the case. I have a video on that, on why a landing page performs better. I'm going to put a link in the description. In short, there are the two reasons why is because one is people commit. So when they go on your landing page and they click a button, they're committing psychologically. So they're more likely to buy. And the second thing is that you're able to frame the people. So you're able to say, hey, there's going to be a video upcoming. Expect the video. Or hey, there's going to be a page where you can buy here on the next page, right? So you're framing people to expect something as opposed to just throwing them onto the sales page. So that's why for me, at least I think, that's why for me, landing pages have always done better. So I think if you do these changes and if you have your own landing page, check out my case studies. I have profitable, successful case studies. I have about 13 case studies or so far, including some of my own campaigns that I try not to reveal too much, including some of those. You can see how a landing page does better, and you can see what a landing page could look like. So I think you can turn this campaign around, and right now you have $2,000 worth of data that unfortunately we don't know which keywords what work, but you can turn this around, and this is good that you're making sales. You can actually be profitable, right? Because it's good that you're break even. It's good that you're not losing money. That's amazing. Usually when you first start a campaign, you're going to be losing a lot of money to gather the data. But in this case, no, that's not the case. The other thing is maybe you want to consider adding other locations as well. So the tier 1 countries, United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, UK. Did I say UK? United States, Canada, New Zealand, UK, Australia. Yes, that's 5. Consider doing that. Other than that, I think it looks pretty good. I don't think there's anything much to say. Let me know, guys, in the comments if you found something. And if you guys enjoyed this video, I do invite you to check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/IvanMana, where, like I said, I have a bunch of different case studies and things like that. I have different podcasts, cool bits and pieces of information. Just in general, like look at these videos, how to use a landing page on Google, how to make 20K a month in affiliate marketing for beginners, things like that. If your account is suspended, just tons of useful content, guys. I have about almost 500 actual videos. The rest are shorts, but I have about 500 actual videos that you can really find value in, I think. So definitely check that out. And of course, if you want to delve deeper and learn more about certain topics, I invite you to check out my training courses. You can click on any of them and learn what is included. Of course, before you get it, there's a whole syllabus, and I update the course. So if you buy, it's kind of like a membership, because I do update the course all the time and I make changes. And if there's a huge major change with the platform, I make sure to come in and redo the videos if I have to. I have already done that once for Microsoft Ads when they completely changed their interface. All right. So that's all for this video. Hope you guys found value. I will see you in the next one.